Hi, my name is Matt. This is VanDam Construction. This is my YouTube channel. We're going to be building that leg vise right now. I was first considering adding a leg vise to my workbench. There was a couple of things that I really didn't like about the most common designs, and that was you had to bend over constantly to adjust it, either with the form of a wedge on the bottom or with the pegboard. And I wanted to design that I didn't have to constantly bend down to adjust everything every single time I wanted to add a different size wood. So I was searching the internet and I saw a couple different solutions. One used an A-arm. Look up that guy, I'll leave a link for his stuff. He's a guy who uses an A-arm to solve this problem, and then I saw a couple videos where people had used chains, like a bicycle chain almost, as another way to solve this solution. So I took it and just used a cable because that's what I had. I've laid this out where I think it might look pretty decent. This happens to be 8 inches wide where I got it laid out with a little radius there, and then it comes down to 6 inches wide down to the rest of the floor. I'm not sure exactly if that's what I'm going to do, but this is just kind of getting a good idea, and I'm probably going to bevel all the edges like this. With this thing's super sharp. At this point I had to cut the through tenon through both the leg vise and the table leg of the workbench. Nice and straight. Now I can prepare the wedges. I did so out of lilac wood, which turns out is a bad idea because it's actually super brittle. There's probably a dozen other woods that would have worked better than that. Then I clamped everything down so it'd be square left to right as well as top to bottom. Okay, I redoctored this up about as good as it's gonna get. I drilled a hole through the back of this pegboard, and then I routed out a little groove. That way the cable can sit in flat and not move. After this final little groove, I had to router a little spot for the pulley to sit. Ignore this ugly part for now. The important part is that a cable's attached. It drills through the leg vise, comes out from the leg, goes around this bearing, goes down to another bearing, and then attaches to the end of this, which is usually the pin board. In hindsight, I probably should have got a cable that was a little bit smaller because I had quite the struggle trying to cinch this down tight without it loosening up. In the end, I actually made it a little overly tight, but I think that's good because it'll stretch little by little. This way I won't have to adjust it in the future. I had to plane down a couple of 2x a little bit so that they would hug this pegboard a little bit tighter and everything would fit right. Here you can kind of see it in action. I got to raise that track up a little bit, but it's basically done at this point.